Welcome back, gamers. Here we are. We have discussed what it's like to be dropped into a game like Jumanji. We have discussed our strengths and our weaknesses and how to use those to maybe make our weaknesses a little bit less, right? And improve our gameplay. Now we are moving on to something else that's exciting. How can you make someone play a game? Can you make someone play a game? I don't know. Let's chat about it. I have a confession to make. My daughter Catherine, who waved at you during the first video, she loves games. Absolutely loves games. She likes board games of all kind. She likes some video games too, but she really loves board games. And as her mother, I have played many board games with her. But my confession is that every board game that has to do with money, I despise it. Not just not like it, it just creates so much anxiety in me. It makes me itchy. I hate it so much. So when she was little, I used to throw the game. I seriously would just give up. I would go bankrupt on purpose in Monopoly. I would just start throwing money around so that I'd just be done. Why am I confessing to you? Other than the fact that I'm a freak and, now you know that too. The reason I'm confessing this is just because someone sits down and looks like they're playing the game doesn't mean they're actually playing the game. Just because you have a character in a video game doesn't mean that that person's actually playing. What does that mean for school? Just because you walk through the door and you sit in a class does not make you an active participant in learning. Your parents can drop you off at the door, or you can walk into a building, you can walk into a classroom, and you sit down. And I'm a teacher. I've seen it a million times. The teacher starts talking and you guys do this. Your mind is gone. You don't care. You don't care if you learn anything. You are thinking about 100 other things you'd rather be doing, right? There's an old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, as a teacher, right, I can get students in a classroom, but I can't make them learn. And here's the thing you need to know. You are the one that's in control of whether or not you learn something. Not your mom and dad. Not anyone else who has expectations on you, right? All of the people in your life who might want something for you, they can't make it happen. You're the only one who can make it happen. And you decide every time that you sit down in a chair in a classroom, whether it's online, whether it's in person, it doesn't matter. You're the one who makes that decision. And so you have to decide whether or not you're going to throw it away. Like Hamilton, throw away your shot. You have to decide whether you're going to sit there and focus on the teacher. You have to decide whether or not you're going to study. You have to decide whether or not you're interested. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one responsible for your behavior in class. You're the only one responsible for whether or not you get your homework done. That's not on your mom and dad. That's not on your friends and whether or not you stayed up too late and hung out with people. Because we all like to make excuses, right? Oh, I would have got that done, but... No. From here on out, we need to own our crap. We need to own it. When we screw up, we need to say, I made that mistake. I didn't get my homework done because I should have done it earlier. Not my mom's fault or my dad's fault. It's my fault. I didn't understand that, so I should have asked you better questions, and I was too embarrassed. I'm sorry. That's it. We need to be active participants, active players. How silly would it be to play a video game and you have the controller in your hand and you just let your character stand there? Are you going to win? Of course not. Your character's just standing there. You can't go on a quest and save somebody and win the day standing there. And yet every day people walk into school and they just stand there. So this is my challenge to you. Are you going to be an active participant in your life, or are you going to let life happen to you? It's your choice. No one else can make this happen for you. You get to decide. And that tape that runs in your head, right? That constant voice that says, I'm not a good student. or I guess I'm an okay student, or school doesn't really matter. All of those things that tell you about who you are, you believe those things and you live toward them. So process that for a second. If you believe you're a bad student, you live like you're a bad student. And how do bad students live? They don't do their homework. They don't manage their time well. They don't try to study because they don't think it'll make a difference. But what if you wanted to be an active participant in your life and you started changing that script in your mind and you decided to tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to be a good student. Maybe I wasn't back then, but I'm going to be now. And when something comes up, maybe your friends want to hang out, but you still have homework to do. And you ask yourself, what would a good student do in this situation? A good student would probably do their homework first and then hang out with their friends. Then you'll be able to say, I'm going to be a good student. I'm going to do what a good student does. And you change the story that you tell yourself. This is on you. You get to make this difference. You get to make this change. So take a look at that worksheet and answer the question about the script that's going on in your mind, the things that you're telling yourself, and find out all the ways that you are not being active in your own life, in your own education. And let's see what kind of difference we can make.